Hello. Last month, I received a call from one of my friends who works in an MNC. She sounded worried. Her concern was she found it challenging to put across her ideas, views, and gain acceptance for her projects. Now, after brainstorming, we identified her weak spot: persuasion skills. As a trainer and facilitator, I introduced her to a framework called Art of Persuasion, which I found it appropriate. 2 weeks later, I received a call from her, quite excited. She informed me that the project she pitched for got approved. She also added that she had mentioned about this concept to her HR head. To cut the long story short, I received a call the next day, and now I am preparing to train around 20 of their cross-functional team leads across India and Asia Pacific on the art of persuasion and negotiation. Friends, isn't this challenge that most of us face? We find it so difficult to put across our views, ideas to our bosses, clients, and investors. Wouldn't it be great if we could persuade everyone to accept our ideas and proposals? Come, let's make a plan together. Let's get into that world. What has to happen before anyone will accept any of our ideas and proposal and act on it? They have to think that our idea is true, it is doable, it is good, and preferably easy. If one or more of these conditions are not met, then the ideas may be rejected. Now, the objections would be, I don't believe it, it's a bad idea, it wouldn't work, and it's too hard. How do we fulfill these 4 conditions? Primarily, how do we make people think to themselves or say to themselves that it is true? People normally agree to something which they have experienced and logical. For example, don't drink and drive, because 33% of the accidents on road are directly attributable to drunk and driving. Second, how do we make people say to themselves that it is good for me and for my organization? Please keep in mind that 99.1% of the population are self-interested. We should be able to demonstrate the idea that it is beneficial and profitable to them and their organization. Now, the third one, how do we make people say to themselves that it is workable? Here, we need to figure out how our plans would work in practical and what are the steps that we need to take in terms of the cost, the time, the resources, and what are the limitations. Precisely, we need to be able to produce a prototype or a blueprint in front of them about the action plan. Finally, it is optional actually. How can we make people think that it is quite easy? Here, we need to use the phrases like, it would be a lot easier than you think. Because people will be put off if they have a thought process like, oh, it is difficult. Now, to summarize, to make yourself persuasive next time, let us make other people think that, wow, that is true. It would be great. It is working and it is quite easy. Thank you for listening to me. I am Raakhee Vijay Nair, who is the co-founder of Vajra Learning Solutions, and I hope next time you will use this framework of persuasion. Thank you for listening to me.